Hi, Skip here. I want to talk to you a little bit about marketing, and I want to introduce to you a blueprint for marketing effectively online that really represents the future of marketing online. Um, let you know a little bit about who I am and what I'm doing here. It's so important. There's so many people that want to be in business and want to develop either a secondary line of income, multiple streams of income, something that might be enduring and long lasting, something that might have a residual benefit to it. There's lots of reasons that people get involved in marketing online. And the blueprint that I'm going to go into here is the basis for the systems required to do it effectively. Um, a lot of years ago, over 20 years ago, I'd have to figure out exactly how many. I wrote a book on dominating Google, and at the time the concepts were right, and it worked. And I could go on, I could take any article or video or whatever I wanted, and get it posted with different keywords. I could get it posted on Google front page, top of the page. Matter of doing it within about an hour. The concept hasn't changed in terms of the idea that you can do it and that there are certain elements at play. The systems of how you use keywords and the systems of how you find target markets and that kind of thing that has evolved, and it's come to a point where we're in an age that I refer to as the spaghetti age. To make sense of that, you ever heard of the concept of throwing spaghetti against the wall and when it sticks, it's ready? Um, we've seen an awful lot of this going on in the industry where people are taking different ideas of marketing and they're throwing it against the wall to see what works. The problem with that is they do it in a convincing manner. But an awful lot of people sign up for their programs. They sign up for an idea. It might be training. It might be an opportunity. It might be whatever it is. But most of those are short-lived because they're only trial in the first place. And so there's been a real evolution that's in this process. One of the elements in this evolution has been what they refer to as done-for-you systems, where the entire system is done for you. You don't have to learn about web pages or capture pages. You don't have to learn about how you really use keyword research. You don't have to learn how to use any of the tools that are normally associated with online marketing. You just plug in and they do it all for you. Problem is that those companies tend to come and go, and all of a sudden you've built. There was an incident here not that long ago where an awful lot of people were relying on Google for their ads. They were doing affiliate marketing. Well, the word affiliate became recognized on a mass level with Google, and they changed the algorithms to discriminate against that word because they couldn't tell the difference between what was legitimate and not so legitimate in terms of these affiliate marketing efforts. So all of a sudden, people who were relying on their income, building a lifestyle around that income, found themselves stuck. And overnight, because of a change in an algorithm, their business literally went away. And there they sit. And so one of the problems with what's gone on in the industry is you get into these done-for-you systems, you become subject to algorithm changes, and your success is determined by how long those particular businesses work, or how long that algorithm stays in place or whatever. It's rather a tentative relationship and can be costly. So here's the goal. The goal is to end up with a system whereby the system goes around those problems. How do you build an online marketing program that is not necessarily affected by those algorithm changes? How do you build something that's going to be sustaining over a long period of time and not just flap with the wind as the wind changes from one marketing concept to another? How do you take one basic system that kind of outsmarts the current technology and says, this is what we're going to do to build it? Well, the blueprint I'm going to show you does that. I've built more than one business to over the $1 million mark. And I only say that because there are certain concepts of buyer motivations and target marketing and various things that continue to be valid, whether you're online or offline or whatever you're doing. Certain concepts that apply to business, period. Now, this particular training is ultimately primarily for the purpose of helping people that are getting involved in network marketing. And I want to mention just a little bit about that. Network marketing as a concept started around 1945. As it continued to grow and take hold, the concept itself was solid, but it got challenged legally because there was perceptions that it might not be legal at that time. Everybody remembers the name Amway. Well, Amway, I couldn't tell you how many people have bought Amway kits to get started in their business. They still sit in their closets today. They never really did anything with it. And Amway was successful ultimately in building an awful lot of businesses, people who did very well, made a lot of money, and a huge trail of people who didn't. It was come to my house and I'll draw circles for you. Well, the principle and what they were teaching was fundamentally correct. They went to court. They went through all the legal levels and all that kind of stuff to wash out what worked, what didn't, what was legitimate, what wasn't. They really took the arrows and pioneered the territory for an awful lot of people to come, and ultimately ended up with a concept of marketing that is by itself, it's absolutely solid and it's acceptable and it's legal and it's all those things, and you can build residual income. There's still one limiting factor. That limiting factor is in the reality that most of the network marketing companies, also known as multi-level, most of those companies rely on personal one-on-one contact with people. So you build your business and you build your downline based on how many people you can talk to and work with and influence and whatnot, hoping that if you can do what you do, somebody else duplicates that, or they build it and whatnot. Well, there are certain rules that come with it. I won't go into all of that, but that make network marketing completely legitimate. But with this limiter, there's only so many people you can talk to. There's some people that have a large contact base. They do very well with that. There's some people that not only don't have as many people to talk to initially, but they're hesitant and they're not confident. So an awful lot of people like the idea and they may get involved, but they don't succeed because there's some of the built-in parameters. So why am I going down this trail? Because the reality is there is a way to go around all that to where you don't have to have that. Now, business, and I don't care what the business is, and I don't care whether it's online, brick and mortar, whatever it is, business needs to have a certain amount of wisdom and knowledge and effort to build it and to scale your business and to become successful. That's reality. The idea that there's these get-rich-quick schemes promoted and whatnot, and that's going to work for you, simply, for the most part, it's a myth. I mean, there are people who make money very quickly for whatever the reason, but they're kind of like lottery winners. 96% of the people that, and this is statistic, by the way, 6% of the people start out with a big idea of what they want to accomplish, never make it. Only 4% ever rise to the challenge and really achieve what it was they set out to. Only 20% of those people really get to the point of really being what we would think of as really wealthy, really well off. Now, saying that, what success means to me, success is the daily realization of a worthwhile goal or ideal. It's something. It's a progress thing. Money is important. It pays bills. It does all those kinds of things. It's not good. It's not bad. Money is a tool. It is an instrument of measure. Saying that, really a lifestyle. What do you want to achieve? What do you want out of life? And so going into this, as you go in and you start to learn about systems, the first thing you need is you need a reason why. You need to know that there's something that is so compelling that you're going to overcome some of the obstacles you're going to hit. And I don't care. It doesn't matter what business you're in, what you're trying to do, there's going to be obstacles. There's going to be a learning curve. There's going to be things you need to work through to make it work ultimately. That's just a reality. Now, if you're doing it right, and you're doing it online, you can take what would otherwise take years, and you can do it in months. You can do in days what you used to do in months. I mean, the time schedules have changed. We become kind of spoiled by that idea. Well, the reality is, if you work at it, if you take some of the lessons and you study it and you become proficient, which you can do on a part-time basis. You don't have to work full-time to put something in place that you can ultimately rely on. But if your reason why is strong enough, you'll overcome the obstacles, you'll learn what you need to learn, and you become independent, and therefore you'll isolate yourself in such a way, or insulate yourself, not isolate, insulate yourself in such a way that algorithm changes are not going to hurt you, that other people's business ideas are not going to hurt you or diminish what you're doing. You can become strong and independent and dominate the market you're in. You can dominate that market if you take the time to learn the steps, put together a system that works, and learn the materials. Now, I say that pointing out also that there are what they call done-for-you systems. Systems wherein they have you convinced that the system that they offer you is all you'll ever need, a few clicks, a few bucks, and you're out shopping for a new car. uh, there's a real danger in that because they may have a system that works. They may have a good product. There may be lots that they're doing right. But the problem is that if they make a change, if the algorithms change, if they quit doing what they're doing, whatever it is, they leave you behind. You haven't learned anything. You may have invested money. You may or may not make any money with it in return. But they go away. And there's a lot of turnover. We go back to that spaghetti thing where they're throwing stuff up against the wall, seeing what works. And if it doesn't work, they go away. And all of a sudden, you're stuck. You bought into something that you thought was going to be great and long term, and it's not so much. You need to become strong and independent. Know what you have. Know where you're going with it. Have a good, solid reason why you're doing it. Learn the systems you need to learn, and succeed on something of substance. So that's what this is all about. I'm going to keep this, I probably rambled on too long now. I want to keep it a little bit short, but I want to introduce you to a system. And there's going to be lots of training behind it. I'll go through and explain some things along the way. But if you're really interested in doing something online and building something, and it can be whether it's part-time, you want to jump in full-time, whatever your circumstance, you can do it. This also, I'm going to go back just a little bit. We go into the network marketing. Network marketing itself became a mega trend, a huge change. And now we're seeing mega trends like Netflix is a good example. You don't go to Blockbuster anymore because Netflix does for you in a subscription model. You pay as much monthly as you used to pay in one trip to Blockbuster for whatever movie you wanted. It was a disruptive model. It changed things. Well, the mega trend now is what you can do online with Netflix, Amazon, Lyft. These are all game changers. Network marketing, while it's an older marketing concept, is facing an opportunity to go into subscription model and take advantage of new new online marketing techniques. And you have a concept in marketing online that is in itself a mega trend. So you take a mega trend in marketing and a mega trend in product offer and subscriptions, marry the two, and you have something powerful. So with that, I've touched bases on a few things. I'll explain some more of this as we go along. I'm glad you took the time to watch this particular introduction video. Each one of the little videos, there's going to be one on, where you start looking at online sources. Where do you market? Where do you go for your marketing resources? How do you capture that? What is the use of a prospect list, a customer list? How do you get there? Capture pages, several different topics. You'll see them on the screen here. Down below, you'll see a bunch of different subjects. Those are all elements of a system. And so I'm going to go through and I'll do a little segment on each one of them. So ultimately, you'll see what a system is, how it works, and you'll also have the opportunity to learn how to make that happen for yourself, how to build your own system, how to build your own personal brand, and some of those kinds of things. Again, if you're going to be successful, it's going to take an effort. But you can do it in months. Again, what previously or otherwise might take you years, and you can create a lifestyle for yourself that matches your dreams. If you've got a strong reason why, you're willing to step in, take the steps, take it a step at a time, learn, and build something of substance that insulates you from the changes in the market and gives you that strength to overcome and to stand out because there's millions of people doing what you're doing. But how do you stand out amongst those people? The system's going to help you get there. I want to show you how to stand out and to become recognized online and become a marketing powerhouse and take a business that would otherwise take some time to build. And once you have the model of how to build it, you can do, again, we go back to the idea, you can do in months what otherwise people are doing in years. So thank you. Hang in there. I'll see you in the next video. And we'll start into this blueprint and give you a good close-up view of what it is and how it works. Okay? Thanks. See you in the next video.